motherfucker.
Okay, how are we all? Welcome to my garage. Now, what we've got, I've done the fuel review. Now, I know that it's not actually easy to do a fuel review. So what I've done is, I did precisely 102 kilometres as per the speedo. I had a full tank of fuel when I started. I filled up to the certain point under the lip. When I came back, I filled it up exactly the same servo, used the same pump. So the bike, geez, you're a pain in the ass. So the bike was on the same angle as well to make sure I got to that same point. Now I rode how I'd normally be riding, doing a long trip with gear. So I did a fair bit of highway stuff, a little bit of riding through traffic lights, that sort of thing, just staying ahead of the traffic. And much to my surprise, I really didn't have to use more than a quarter throttle, probably just under quarter throttle to stay well ahead of the traffic. So what I did was, like, people ride, I know a lot of people can ride a lot more fuel economical than I do. I was just doing my average, what I do on a trip, as if to simulate like I had saddlebags and then on, just a bit of freeway. I tend to sit a little bit faster than normal, so to make it easy for everyone who's got different gear ratios, I did around 60%, 65% on 4,500 RPM in top gear. I did about maybe 30% on 4,000 RPM, and then the rest was stop start through traffic lights. And as I said, I really didn't have to use more than a quarter throttle to keep well ahead of the traffic quite easily, actually. I didn't have to use full throttle once. Now, to do 102 kilometres riding like that, there's no point me trying to ride. I could be a lot more fuel efficient, but there's no point because that's how I ride. When I fill back up for 102 kilometres of what I've just stated, it was exactly 5.5 litres. And that was mainly, as I said, mainly sort of sitting around I did the majority of riding sitting on 4,500 RPM. I know a lot of people would only, especially if you've got highway gears, just doing what the speedo states is 100 kilometres or 60 miles an hour. You'd only be sitting on about probably 3.8 or 3.7 RPM, so that would be a little bit cheaper. From what I can gather with the way I ride, having fun, running around, getting on the back wheel all the time, using that throttle quite a bit. With the CV Carby, the standard CV Carby, slightly modded, I was getting around average probably around 6.5 litres, or if I was actually riding off road in dirt. Because with dirt you're up it all the time, you got the back wheel spinning around corners, you're having fun, and I'd get around 6.5 litres to 100 k's roughly off road. From what I can gather with this, because it's got the pumper jet, when you get up it, my estimate is, with the way I ride particularly, I'd get up it and have fun. If you have a look at my off-road videos, I'm probably looking around roughly 7 to 7.5 litres per 100 k's off-road, which is still pretty good. But if you're that concerned about fuel economy, yeah, I'm really not. And if it got to the stage where I needed more range, well, I'm just happy to go and spend $400 or $500 and buy a bigger tank. I really don't care, because I'm going to ride how I ride and I like to have fun. So we know. So that's about it. 5.5 litres to 101 kilometres an hour. Most of it was on 4,500 RPM. Stop start through traffics, I never used more than a quarter throttle. I didn't have to, and that was motoring along just fine. I was passing cars, getting around trucks and everything on the freeway, no worries at all. Yeah, so above all, I expected it to be probably used a bit more, but no, 5.5 litres to 100, especially for touring, that's really good in my book, because I was actually getting around the 5 to 5.5 litres per 100 with the standard CV carb. Of course, if you're riding two up, weighted down with saddlebags and all the rest of the off-road gear, of course you're going to use a little bit more. But no, I must say, very, very happy. And if you got to the stage where I needed those extra couple hundred kilometres, because getting up it and the way I ride when you get up it, I've got no doubts at all I'm going to lose 100 kilometres to a tank, as opposed to the CV carb. But as I said, if that does affect my riding at all, I'll just buy a bigger tank. I really don't care. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. But that's the fuel stats. And as I said, like most people will probably ride a little bit more economical than me. So you're probably able to get that down to even 5 litres per 100. And standard, I think it was around 4, 4.6, 4.7 I was getting 100, but I didn't do much riding on the standard Carby because when I went to change the spark plug, I said it was white, and which is really not good for the bike. So I rejetted it and modded that Carby straight away. So it's actually getting very similar, but no doubt when you get up it and have fun, you're going to be using that little bit more, which what do you expect? You're getting more power, so you use a bit more fuel. As I say, if that doesn't bother you, go for it. If you're that concerned about fuel economy, yeah, just stick with the standard Carby and just continue putting. But yeah, I've got no worries at all going to buy a bigger tank if I need it. But the riding I'm sort of doing at the moment, I doubt whether I'm going to need a bigger tank for quite a while. So I hope everyone's happy with that, and we'll see you on the next vid.